This is not something new, but it seems that this is something that is getting worse.
Quebec CAQ candidates in the upcoming provincial elections threatened. Gilles Bélanger, the candidate for the CAQ in Orford, moved his partner and children from his home in McGill, Quebec, after a man followed him home and was found on his property. Éric Lefebvre, the CAQ candidate in the riding of Arthabasca, had a crowd of protesters chant profanities in front of his home, scaring his special needs stepdaughter.
I personally don't remember seeing that many incidents during a single election, and there's data from Sécurité du Québec that shows that threats against politicians have increased since the beginning of the pandemic.
So I think we talk more about it now than we used to. It's not that intimidation or threats are new in politics. They have existed for decades and even centuries. So, but I think right now they are becoming more central to media coverage, and there is more discussion about what we should do to stop this. And we have spectacular cases in the campaign in Quebec.
Gilles Bélanger claims while driving in a campaign car with an image of his face on it, he noticed a vehicle stopped at a traffic light next to him. He says the driver pointed at him, mimicking a revolver. Since the beginning of the year, 221 cases of threats against politicians have been reported. And according to provincial police, over 20 people have been arrested so far for several offenses such as threats and mischief towards candidates.
So among some communities online, we went from discourses about the origin of the pandemic or about the severity of the pandemic to discourses in which François Legault and Coalition Avenir Québec were accused of being fascist or being a dictatorship. There are some people who want to arrest them, put them in jail. So we've seen some signs of escalating rhetorics. Some people believe that the stakes of the election are very high.
Clearly, the pandemic has played a role here, and opposition to public health measures has triggered a wave of protest. And people who already were critical of government have become more vocal. And I think stronger in terms of the tone that they use.
So misinformation is one ingredient among others. There are many other ingredients like polarization, distrust of the media and politicians, and the pandemic context per se.
In Montreal, Brittany Henriques, City News.